Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club and another volume of my essential film reviews collection. Thanks for being there. This is my final film review from the much missed Tony Scott, and may he rest in peace. And it's his 2004 film Man on Fire, and I hope you enjoy it. There is one kidnapping every 60 minutes in Latin America. 70% of the victims do not survive. One of my personal all-time favourite Tony Scott films, and one which I was enchanted with immediately I watched for the first time, and a film that continues to enchant me on regular re-watches. Not because of the fact it follows a Tony Scott guideline of stylised, gritty realism, or the fast-paced and often manic editing as yet another long Tony Scott film flies by in a whirl of great cinematic storytelling. Nor is it because of the wonderfully diverse characters on display or the sublime cinematography from Paul Cameron. All of these plus points and many more are present in this fantastic film. However, it's the human story so very well told that enchants and engages me time after time. Although based on a novel of the same name by A J Quinnell, it's the frightening reality portrayed based on very real day-to-day fact that engages me, and two central performances that always touch my heart and grip my imagination. Creasy, Denzel Washington. In his second Tony Scott film, Washington is stunning as an ex-CIA or Special Forces operative with a checkered history. Recruited as a bodyguard, yet struggling to come to terms with day-to-day life, who drinks heavily to dull the pain. Socially awkward and reticent to make friends, both his character flaws and his positive aspects run deep, with Washington bringing this multi-level character to life absolutely brilliantly. One of the prized character actors of our generation, he treads the fine line between professionalism and reckless abandon throughout the film, excellently displaying every side to his deep, dark character. An exceptional performance. Peter, Dakota Fanning. An exceptional performance from one so young, portraying a character that on the surface appears to be far more worldly wise than she actually is, a grown-up in a child's body, if you will. Well provided for and living an affluent life with her devoted parents, speaking dual languages, intelligent, creative and imaginative. Yet Fanning's performance both swells and breaks the heart. Her childlike enthusiasm seeps through the screen. A marvellous performance. From the outset, this is a Tony Scott film in every sense. The opening minutes are all exposition, yet shot through the prism of frenetic flash cuts, depicting the horrors of kidnapping, the rules and guidelines typically set down by the kidnappers, and the repercussions if these guidelines are not met. The flash cuts are quite literally that. Very brief flashes of a person, a place, a drop-off, a secured return of a hostage or a child, all shown in the blink of an eye. Christian Wagner returns for his fourth collaboration with director Scott and excels yet again. Following this frenetic beginning, the film begins to settle with a number of simple talking head scenes that set the scene, drive the narrative, and introduce all the main characters of this gripping film. Simple scenes at a barbecue, a restaurant, and two driving car segments introduce us to Creasy and latterly in the exposition to Peter. In between, the supporting roles of first Ray, Christopher Walken, is introduced, Creasy's old CIA friend and confidant, who secures Creasy the bodyguard job, and Jordan, Mickey Rourke, a local family lawyer. Much larger supporting roles are reserved for Peter's parents, with both Radha Mitchell as Lisa and Mark Antony as Samuel, excelling. Two further key roles are brilliantly played by Rachel Ticotin as Mariana, a local reporter specialising in the grisly reporting of the ever-present kidnappings, and Giancarlo Giannini as Manzano, director of the local police force. There are many, many more important roles within a huge cast for this Mexico-USA cross-border thriller, but all of the above perform superb supporting roles for Washington and Fanning. The joint scenes between Creasy and Peter are the distinct heart of the film, and to reflect this I've dissected just one brief scene. However, this is not purely a joint scene in every sense, as it also includes a star turn from another of my favourite actors, Christopher Walken. Midway through the film is the setting for yet another light-hearted and fun-filled get-together hosted by Ray. One of a number of similar brief light-hearted scenes, this is filled with huge laughter from our three main characters and of tall tales of Ray and Creasy's time together as work colleagues, as well as hints towards Creasy's past life. As the pair continue to reminisce amid much joy and a far more relaxed Creasy finally settling into both a friend and a bodyguard to Peter, she has a surprise for him. Now's as good a time as any, she announces. Passing Creasy a small bear. The bear motif is of central significance throughout the film. It is not the actual bear that is significant here, but the contents inside. A pendant for St. Jude, patron saint of lost causes. Christopher Walken is excellent here. His smile and nods of approval towards his friends say so much with so little, and Creasy, overcome at such a genuine and poignant gift, says so much again with so little in his response to Peter. A stunning yet brief scene. This brief scene also acts as the springboard for the middle act of the film and onward. All main characters excel now, but especially Rachel Ticotin, who as Mariana simply steals the majority of the second and third acts. Leaving aside plot spoilers, I simply can't recommend this Tony Scott film highly enough. Stylised violence mixed with a heart-rending story delivered by some wonderful performances, which is edited to within an inch of its life. From the above scene onward, the film simply never relents, and a third act which borders on thunderous. With Harry Gregson Williams again providing a wonderful musical score throughout, the film also benefits from some beautiful musical choices and musical tracks, with an eclectic mix again working really well, from Blue Bayou by Linda Ronstadt to two pieces from Chopin, through to a number of thunderous tracks from Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails. Overly biased I may well be, but this is simply one of Tony Scott's greatest ever films. Rest in peace, Tony Scott. That was Man on Fire, directed by Tony Scott from 2004, and a film I can't possibly highly recommend enough to you. Despite me bumbling over my own written words, blooming bloomers, this was Stephen Blackford. Writing and reading, pointless but heartfelt, and spoiler-free film reviews. Since 2012, I leave in peace and in solidarity. Thanks very much for watching. Please take care out there, everyone. I hope the world is spinning in your direction, in your corner of the world. Peace, everyone.